I would like to thank everyone here for attending the 2017 Heart Gala, and thank the American Heart and Stroke Association for allowing me to be a small part in stroke awareness. I would also like to thank my family, friends, and perfect strangers for helping me on a path to recovery that leads to this event tonight. I am sure you've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it also takes a village or a community to lift someone up who has suffered a devastating illness like a heart attack or a stroke. After my stroke, my employer gave up on me quite quickly, but my community, the Bangor community, never gave up on me. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. There are two very important points that I would like everyone in this room to take away from our remarks tonight. Number one, make sure you know all the signs of a stroke and educate your family, friends, or co-workers. It may save a life. It may save your life. And two, no one is too young to have a stroke. If you see the signs of a stroke on anyone, regardless of their age, please seek immediate medical attention. My story is somewhat different than most stroke survivors' stories, but it is what I have learned from my experience that I hope will help others. My story starts on a summer evening when I was 52 years old. We were preparing a birthday celebration for a family member. As I was about to eat, I got up from my chair and became intensely dizzy. I thought, no problem, right? This happens all the time when people get up too fast from a sitting position. So I sat back down, but the dizziness continued to intensify. So I tried to lay down, hoping it would go away. It didn't go away, but instead I became extremely sick. What I haven't told you yet is I was an emergency medical technician for 20 plus years. So I certainly knew the signs of a stroke, right? Wrong. I was not taught all the signs of a stroke. It's like trying to put a puzzle together without having all the pieces. So thinking I was not having a true emergency, I had my wife drive me to the local emergency room. Knowing what I know now, I should have called 911, which is what you should do if you have a sudden onset of extreme dizziness, sudden balance issues, a sudden onset of extreme headache, and sudden vision changes such as double vision or loss of vision. You should know these signs as well as the classic one in the FAST acronym. You will find a magnet at your table that you can bring home to help you remember those. So why is this so important? For the most common type of stroke, if you get to the hospital within 3 hours of your first symptom, you may be able to get a clot-busting drug that can prevent disability. So always note the time of your first symptom and call 911 right away. I could have avoided the issues I live with today had I been properly diagnosed and gotten immediate help. To make a very long story short, after a medical diagnostic error, I was eventually diagnosed with a left brainstem stroke, almost 48 hours after the first signs of my stroke had started. I now cope with ongoing dizziness and balance issues that I must compensate for at all times. What most people would consider easy tasks become tasks that I have to prepare and plan for, such as going shopping, because the lights and crowds can easily overwhelm me and cause me to lose balance and diminish my thought process. Tonight, I tell my story not so people will feel sorry for me or to say what should have been done or what could have been done, but so that you can learn from my experience and make sure no one else has this happen to them or a loved one. I had alluded earlier to a growing trend that is troublesome. Stroke is rising in young adults at an alarming rate. Here is one statistic from the research done by the Journal of the American Heart Association. The rate of hospitalization for strokes dropped nationwide by 8% between the years 2000 and 2010. But in those same 10 years, it increased almost 44% for people ages 25 to 44. So while we're improving overall by recognizing the signs of stroke in older people, we are not transferring those warning signs to our younger generations. This is not your grandfather or grandmother's condition anymore. Please know, anyone who exhibits the signs I have talked about should seek immediate medical attention. After you or your family member has had a life-changing event, like a stroke or a heart attack, what do they do? And what can you do as their caregivers, family, or friend? First, I would tell all stroke and heart survivors that they must work hard. Work like your life depends on it, because it does. I had to learn to walk and talk again, among many other things. Listen to your doctors, nurses, and therapists. Do what they suggest and always finish strong, meaning continue to do what is asked for however long it takes. I know personally that having a stroke means you must also have a lot of patience to let your brain heal. Always focus on achievable goals and work hard to accomplish the tasks that will help you achieve these goals. And always remember, you are not defined by this condition. Work hard and try to bring a normalcy back to your life, even if it's a new normal. For caregivers, family, or friends, you can get involved to help us, the survivors, as well as your greater community. You can get involved in your local schools and encourage the teaching of life-saving methods such as hands-only CPR or stroke warning signs. We prepare our children very well academically, but wouldn't it be great if we could prepare them to recognize and react to two of today's largest killers? I would take that a step further and challenge all of you to learn hands-only CPR. This easy-to-learn method could save the life of a family member, a friend, or even a perfect stranger. And let me tell you this, there is no better feeling than saving a life using just your two hands. The Heart and Stroke Association offers free demonstrations and tools to make this easy. You can join the Heart Association's You're the Cure network to get involved with your lawmakers to make sure they are representing survivors' rights and benefits. Or get involved as a community, maybe start a healthy eating program or sponsor a farmer's market. For when we work together, we can begin a long fight to make everyone healthier. The Heart and Stroke Association in Maine is a great place to start. Go to heart.org/Maine for local contact information. Thank you for listening to my story. Now it's your turn to save a life. I ask you to think about the choices you can make in your own lives and in your family's lives. How can you take care of your hearts and brains every day? Choose to educate yourself and speak up to others about what you have learned tonight. Choose to learn CPR. Choose to support and fund valuable heart disease and stroke research. Choose to live longer and healthier lives. These choices are what the American Heart and American Stroke Association mission is about. Every day, the Heart Association is making stories like mine possible. That is why I'd like you to consider making a life-saving gift tonight. Your commitment will create new survivor stories. As you make your choice on what you can give, think about all the changes we can make to fight heart disease, stroke, and heart defects together. Consider all the people who have changed your life for the better. As you open your heart, think of those people who inspired you. Give in honor or memory of someone you know who has been touched by heart disease, stroke, or heart defect. Give for all the people sitting in this room tonight. Give for your children or grandchildren, or give for yourself. We do appreciate any amount you can give. It will make a difference. Please place your card in the red box on your table. A survivor will be coming by shortly to thank you and to collect the boxes. If you want to know more about my story, please feel free to approach me at any time this evening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for opening your heart with your donation and for coming out to support the American Heart Association and American Stroke Association in Maine.